All right, so let's talk a little bit about storage. Because storage is one of those things where there's so much data being produced. And if you take a look at AI, it's one of the big consumers of data. Large AI models, like large language models and other versions of image models, are very data hungry. The problem with data is storing huge amounts of data is very expensive. And this problem has created this interesting dynamic that you can see on this chart here, where it's comparing the digital universe, all the data that's being produced over time, every year, compared to installed capacity. The amount of data produced continues to grow at a much faster rate than the capacity that we've got installed. The only way that we're going to correct this and try to make them grow together so that we're storing the data that we want to store for uses by AI, analytics, archival purposes, is to bring down the cost of storage. And you might have heard me talk about something called Project Silica. With Project Silica, we store data in glass. And that sounds weird. It sounds like that's something that you could break and very fragile. But actually, glass is much more durable than other types of storage media, like SSDs or hard disks. If you've seen videos before, you haven't seen them, you should go check them out, where we show putting a piece of silica in a microwave, in an oven, scratching it even, and you can still read it afterwards. It can tolerate fire. It lasts tens of thousands of years without degradation. We hit a milestone, you can see here, back in 2020. Versace actually showed this at Ignite, of encoding of Superman in glass, where we were not able to encode it, but actually read it back out. But by the way, there was another milestone that's, I think, even more cool than that one, and that's when we were able to store my copy of my book, 0 Day, in glass and read it out. Okay, so I thought that was cool. All right, I actually have a piece of this glass here. Is it in here? It is, but I can't open it. There it goes. And this is actually, I'll show you here. And that's actually Microsoft Flight Simulator stored in glass. Now, one of the things that we've been working on, I've showed you before the readers and writers for this thing. We've been working on how do we actually bring this into the data center. And one of the tough challenges we've got bringing into the data center is how do we store this glass that has data on it? How do we take glass that's got data on it, find the right sliver, take it to the reader, write on it or read it, and then put it back? So we've been it's something that we can't just buy off the shelf, turns out. So we've been hard at work designing a system, a library for Silica. And I've got a video here that's fresh from our research lab in Microsoft Cambridge in England of the Silica Library with a custom-built and designed robot that knows how to go walk the library, fetch the appropriate sliver of glass that's being requested, take it back to the reader, and you can see it's got this cool flipping thing that it does to move up the shelves. You can see that one's pulling it out, and this one's putting one back. So this is just to give you an idea of where we are on our path to production. Many, many steps. This has been going on for years, this project. We're getting closer and closer to making glass a reality, and I happen to have, just because I thought it would be cool to show you, one of these robots. So here it is. And you can see the robot that we were seeing is sliding this way. You can see the actuator here, and a little piece of glass here, and the gears on the back, and the fact that it can rotate. And I wonder how much I could get on eBay for this.